Let this sink in if it seems like the Jonas Brothers went from being teenage idols to international celebrities in an instant. Nick, Joe, and Kevin have been well known for 20 years. As they embark on their big Jonas Brothers, Jonas 20 greetings from your hometown tour, you'll be shocked to learn that their original fans are now taking their own children to Jonas Brothers concerts because they've been in the business for so long. The brothers, who were teenagers when they first gained international fame, are now fathers, much like many of their admirers. Kevin has 2 daughters, Alina, age 10, and Valentina, age 8. Joe has 2 daughters, Willa, age 4, and Delphine, age 2, and Nick, who has been married to actress Priyanka Chopra for nearly 7 years, has 1 daughter, Malti Marie, age 3. I couldn't help but delve straight into their development over the previous 2 decades when I spoke with Nick Jonas for Parents over the phone about all the amazing milestones he's celebrating, both with his brothers and alone. Nick finds it crazy that he, Joe, and Kevin all became female parents after growing up as the second youngest of 4 boys. Nick chuckles, "My parents had 4 boys before, and now they have 5 granddaughters." However, Nick says he's having a great time navigating the world of princess dresses and all things girly, and he calls being a girl dad the best thing in the world. "My young girl in particular has awe in her eyes. I'm inspired by my daughter's inventiveness." He muses, "It's a magical thing." He discovers that he is learning as much as he is instructing her. "I love it when I have to stand back and ask myself, 'Oh yeah, why is this thing like that?' as she keeps growing, learning, and asking more questions. As a parent, I find it extremely difficult to explain the why to my daughter." Jonas says, "I'm trying to be really measured and thoughtful." For the brothers and their supporters, parenthood has added even greater significance to their current tour. Nick muses, "It's a pretty crazy thing to look out and see fans who are about my and my brother's ages and have been attending shows for years and years." It's a true full-circle moment when he describes this charming scene. A few songs into the show, we look into the crowd and find young people holding up signs that say, "This is my first concert." These first-time concertgoers are typically the offspring of devoted fans. Their children are now singing songs that were released 10 to 15 years before they were even born. "It's a truly awesome sensation," he says. "Our dad brought us up on all of his favorite music, and now we're witnessing that with our fans." Nick and his brothers are booked and busy with a number of new projects, including the tour. On November 14, 2025, a very Jonas Christmas movie, the Jonas Brothers' debut Christmas movie, will be available on Disney Plus and Hulu. In order to get from London to New York in time to celebrate Christmas with their families, Nick, Kevin, and Joe must overcome a number of crazy challenges in the film. Nick claims that this movie took a long time to make, with the earliest discussions taking place when they began collaborating with Disney on Camp Rock and other projects in the mid-aughts. Even though it didn't occur at the time, timing is crucial. "I'm really proud of what came out of it, and it's just something we've always wanted to do," Nick says. It's a family-friendly film that explores some authentic sibling and familial relationships. With some incredible appearances, it has all the hallmarks of a fantastic holiday movie. After starting the year in Toronto to film the Christmas movie, and then going on a non-stop tour throughout the summer, 2025 has been an unrelenting brotherly adventure. Fortunately, they genuinely love each other. He affirms, "We truly are each other's best friends. When we can gather the entire family to enjoy a holiday, it's very unique." "Before we embarked on our tour, we even took a trip together," Nick says. As the holidays draw near, Nick says it's crucial the Jonases at least make an effort to maintain enduring family customs, even if it's difficult to get everyone together. "It just shows that having that time together means a lot to us, and as our kids all spend time together too, it makes it even more meaningful. Now, we do things with our individual nuclear families, but when we can, we have a pre-Christmas get-together, and it's all about the kids," Nick explains. "My dad always likes to set one gift in front of a grandchild, let them have all the attention and focus, and then move on to the next grandchild," he says, describing a cherished, albeit drawn-out, ritual. "It takes a long time, and it can be difficult to persuade young children to be patient with their gifts, but that's the kind of thing we do in our family." Nick is also commemorating a significant and very personal milestone at the end of the year, the 10th anniversary of his nonprofit, Beyond Type 1. Nick was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, a chronic autoimmune disease that prevents the body from producing insulin, when he was just 13 years old and on tour. Nick was compelled by the diagnosis to prioritize his health both on and off the road. Nick hopes that parents of recently diagnosed children won't feel overwhelmed or alone on November 14, World Diabetes Day. It's all about approaching management from a team-based mentality for younger kids, says Nick. His approach to managing his diabetes has also influenced his attitude to parenting. He emphasizes the importance of patience, saying, even when everyone is on board with the same mission, to keep those glucose numbers within range, some days just aren't going to go your way. He ties the two together by saying, not every day will be great. When you're upset or nervous, it's incredibly simple to be critical of yourself. However, assuming that responsibility would never lead to better outcomes for children or diabetes management. Being patient and taking deep breaths when necessary are crucial in both situations. Nick is enthusiastic about sharing what works best for him, especially in light of the significant advancements in diabetes technology and management tools since his initial diagnosis. Nick believes that the straightforward continuous glucose monitoring (CGM) device, Dexcom G7, is a true game changer. He says, I've been using Dexcom for many years, and I can say with certainty that using this tool has improved my diabetes management a lot. For Nick, having a huge platform to speak so publicly about having type 1 diabetes has turned out to be a boon. Sharing has given me much more assistance. It gives me great joy when people tell me that I inspire them by sharing my story. It means a lot, he says. So, how does Nick stay focused and sane while keeping his health a priority, especially during such a busy year that also included a 2-month run on Broadway? It's a busy season, but you dream of moments like this when all the stars align and these projects come together. I'm staying caffeinated and trying to eat healthy and clean food, he shares. The real key, however, is time spent with Malty. The most fun part of my day is being dad. And my beautiful family is the center of my universe amidst all the craziness, Nick says. In fact, I chatted with Nick during one of his rare days off, which meant he got to pick up Malty from school. He tries to hold on to those simple moments. Nick Jonas has worn many titles throughout his life. Global pop phenomenon, actor, producer, stage performer, husband, and one-third of one of the most iconic sibling bands of the modern era. Yet none of these roles compare to the one that has transformed him at his core, fatherhood. Becoming a girl dad has opened a doorway into a world he never expected to enter so deeply, and it has reshaped the way he thinks, creates, and even breathes. His daughter, Malty Marie, may be small, but her impact is seismic. In quiet rooms filled with tiny toys, bedtime lights, and the soft rhythm of toddler laughter, she has given Nick something he never found on world stages or in roaring crowds. A new purpose rooted in imagination, innocence, and unconditional love. Her presence has changed the very architecture of his creative heart. This is the story of how becoming a father didn't just evolve Nick Jonas, it awakened something luminous inside him. A life that once moved at high speed is now centered on small moments before fatherhood. Nick's life was defined by motion, tours, rehearsals, interviews, red carpets, studio sessions, early call times, and late-night creative marathons. It was exhilarating, but it was also relentless. Slowing down wasn't in his vocabulary. Reflection came in fragments. Rest was rare. All of that changed the moment he embraced fatherhood. Now, some of the greatest joys he experiences happen in quiet morning moments when his daughter runs toward him with her arms open, her curls bouncing, her eyes bright with curiosity and discovery. The whirlwind pace of fame fades the instant she calls for him. Her presence acts as a reset button, grounding him in a world where the smallest things become the biggest wonders. Malty's world is one of imagination, colorful, unfiltered, and free. She invites Nick into that world daily, and he follows without hesitation. Imagination, the magic Nick didn't know he needed. Nick has always been a creative soul. Music has been his compass since childhood, guiding him through success, heartbreak, reinvention, and triumph. But fatherhood brought a new language of inspiration into his life. One spoken through picture books, make-believe adventures, spontaneous dances in the living room, and stuffed animals who apparently need very important bedtime songs. What surprises him most is how unrestrained children are when they imagine the world. They don't think in limitations. They don't calculate what makes sense. They dream with wild confidence, and that freedom has quietly reshaped his own approach to creativity. Malty can turn a couch into a castle, a spoon into a magic wand, a blanket into a superhero cape, or a cloud into a dragon ready for adventure. Watching her has reminded Nick of the creative spark he had as a child, the spark that fueled his earliest songwriting, long before the pressure of charts, producers, and industry expectations. Her imagination has become his daily muse. Fatherhood brought new depth to his music. Nick has always written from the heart, but now his emotional vocabulary has expanded. His music carries a different pulse, a more grounded, more vulnerable honesty. Being a father has added layers of meaning to every lyric he pens and every melody he hums. He wants his daughter to grow up hearing songs that reflect the world's beauty, strength, and complexities. He wants her to feel represented, supported, and loved through the art he leaves behind. His future albums, whether openly or quietly, will carry pieces of her. She has become the hidden melody inside his creative rhythm. Even when he's on stage, her presence never leaves him. She is the invisible spotlight, the heartbeat in the background, the reminder of why he continues to push himself artistically. The balance between fame and fatherhood. Balancing fame with fatherhood is no simple equation. Nick moves in a world where privacy is both fragile and precious.